Warning: prepare for truth bombs so powerful, they make the atomic bomb look like a bad fart. I'm going to be brutally honest here. Most guys have absolutely zero abundance, zero options when it comes to women. The average guy can pull out his phone and hit up every single girl in his contacts and be lucky to get a response from one of them that isn't blood related. And no, I'm not talking about stepsisters. The average guy isn't getting lucky with her either. The average girl, on the other hand, can't pull out her phone without a clusterfuck of notifications from thirsty guys in her DMs, text, Tinderbox, and LinkedIn. Hell yeah, bro, girls get hit on so regularly. Guys are hitting on them in their LinkedIn messages and even their email. An attractive woman lives in pure abundance, while the average man lives in pure scarcity. Because of this scarcity, 99% of guys end up settling for whatever women they can get. Hey, they're not picky. They don't reject women who aren't a good fit because they just don't have that luxury. And as a result, guys end up in mediocre relationships with mediocre women. And to prevent you from falling into that rabbit hole, I'm going to tell you the 7 types of women to avoid at all costs. Yeah, man, avoid these chicks like the plague. Number 1, girls with huge egos. A woman with an ego is a woman who always has something to prove and, more importantly, something to defend. If she has to prove herself to other people, it will often come out at the expense of you and your relationship. Yes, but how, Zeus? She'll put you or the relationship in second place to her ego and do everything she can to upkeep it. A woman with a huge ego will also be a pain in the ass to deal with when you get into arguments or conflict because solving your problems will be second place to her first place priority of maintaining her ego. If you've ever met someone with a huge ego, man or woman, you know they're insufferable to be around, so, definitely do share a bed with someone like this. Oh, God. Number 2, needy. If you're a man with any ambition to do something with your life, you absolutely must avoid needy women like the plague. They will suck your time, energy, and attention away from more important things and be a constant nag. Hey, your time is the most important asset you have. You will never get it back. Don't waste it on someone who constantly demands it. A relationship should be complementary to your lifestyle, meaning it fits in perfectly and enhances your life. It should not take away from your life. Otherwise, why the hell you doing it, bro? Number 3, oversensitivity. You don't want to live your life and spend your most relaxed and intimate moments walking on eggshells. It's stressful. It puts you on a tightrope, and it's no way for a man to live his life. You know that thing where a husband asks permission from his wife to do normal basic shit or makes it his highest priority to not upset his wife with the stuff he is doing, even if it's minor? Avoid this at all costs. When somebody's overly sensitive and always a second away from exploding, you want to cut them out of your life as soon as possible. Number 4, crazy. This one's obvious and easy. You know crazy when you see it, you just don't know when a chick is crazy. But you horny bastards choose to ignore it because that crazy energy is sometimes just too enticing in other areas, if you know what I mean. If you get crazy vibes, just leave. Think with your head on your shoulders, not the one swinging between your legs, okay? Number 5, controlling. Listen here, man, you have no one to answer to but yourself. You don't have to answer to your girlfriend or explain yourself to anyone for that matter, especially in regards to things going on in your own life. You want to aim for women in relationships that fit in with your lifestyle and values as a person. This way you don't have to change anything about yourself or your life, and she doesn't have to either. Think about your relationships with your friends. They're not high stress or high maintenance, they're just easy and simple. You guys both benefit from it and aren't trying to control each other. You guys just click. It's easy, it's fun. Granted, romantic relationships are a little bit more involved and more work, but it shouldn't feel like a full-time job to maintain your relationship. Number 6, petty. A girl who is petty is probably the worst of them all. She'll make a big deal out of nothing, she won't take responsibility, and she'll always assume the least charitable interpretation of your actions, not to mention she'll scorekeep and be vindictive about the little things. Dealing with petty girls is a constant back and forth full of childish behavior and unnecessary confrontations and arguments. Here's the catch though, most pretty girls tend to be good at flirting and banter because they're so used to going back and forth with people. So if a girl's flirting and banter is on point, keep your eyes peeled for the pettiness. 7, dumb. This one is self-explanatory, bro. Do you really want to be a full-time tutor to a girl? Being pretty is not the only personality trait worth filtering for. I mean, unless you're looking for really casual stuff, a woman who's dumb probably won't be a great long-term fit. And remember, the real problem here isn't that men can't identify these behaviors and avoid them. The biggest reason men deal with these types of behaviors in their relationship is because they choose to put up with it. Why? It's simple, bro. Because they don't have any other options. They figure, I already got her, she likes me, and I've invested all this time and energy into her. I just can't end it. I mean, what am I gonna do? This is some whack thinking, my friend. When you treat women as a scarce resource, you end up putting the woman in your life on a pedestal and thinking they're better than they actually are. I mean, here you are, trying to be the best person you could possibly be, and she's out there skating on the rink of mediocrity. You're projecting your insecurity and neediness onto the girl and clinging to her for dear life. You've convinced yourself she's perfect when you know goddamn well she is not. Okay, so we've all been there. The easiest way to prevent this is to actually learn the skill set of dating, the skill set of building and creating massive attraction and intrigue with gorgeous women. And the best way I know for building deep attraction fast and almost automatically is by using Instagram. And in our course, Instagame, me and my manager Benjamin show you exactly how to do that. I could sit here and tell you how awesome the course is, and believe me it is, but I'd rather show you results from our students who took action and went through the course. Guys like Adam, who used our Instagame DM and profile structure to set up a date with a girl within 2 hours of DMing her. Or Hater, who slid into an Instagram model's DM and is now in a relationship with her. Or this guy who left a comment on my video and said he used the course to get some side chicks in less than a week. Hey, the Zeus man doesn't judge, okay? Girlfriend or multiple girlfriends, whatever you're looking for out of your love life, you can achieve it with Instagame with just a few small tweaks to your profile. Inside, we have the exact copy-paste templates for DMs, photos, captions, stories to send so women start hitting you up, and going on dates becomes effortless. I mean, just think about it. I meet a girl in person or on a dating app, we talk a bit, and we exchange Instagrams. Once she lands on my Instagram profile, the girl is bombarded with feelings of attraction thanks to my high-value profile. If you want to learn to do the same and turn your IG profile into the best dating app ever, then click the link in the description and sign up for Instagame. The course comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you don't like it for any reason, you get a full refund. And you get to use it for 30 days for free. I mean, hell, it's a no-brainer, you know what I'm saying? And what if in the first week it works? You're like, holy shit, I'm a dating god. Well, not yet, bro, but we're working on it. That's it, my man. I gotta go do some more Zeus shit. I'll see you soon.